Hey everybody, welcome to Everything's Plastic. Today we're going to be taking a look at a Star Wars Black Series, and this is the Grand Inquisitor from Star Wars Obi Wan Kenobi. Fantastic series, loved Grand Inquisitor, think he was an awesome character, and I am pretty excited to be taking a look at this one. This one is actually my buddy Nathan's. I already had this one pre-ordered, but it's still never arrived yet. He was nice enough to lend me his to do a review on, so we get a closer look at the box. We have an awesome picture of the Grand Inquisitor on the side here. Nothing on this side, barcodes and all that good stuff on the bottom. Same picture of the Grand Inquisitor, and on the back here we can see that it is number 9 in the Obi Wan series. And there is a quick little read up that says, Obi Wan Kenobi is set years after the dramatic events of Star Wars Revenge of the Sith, where Kenobi faced the corruption of his friend and Jedi apprentice Anakin Skywalker turned Sith Lord Darth Vader. Pretty awesome read up. Other than that, guys, not a whole lot to say about this packaging. I do like the overall design of this one, much better than the previous design. This is the older design. Obviously this one is much nicer for those in-box collectors. So enough talking about packaging, let's crack the Grand Inquisitor open and get a closer look. Alright guys, we are back and we have the Grand Inquisitor outside of the packaging. The accessory that this guy comes with is his double-bladed lightsaber, which is a pretty cool design. I like it. And on the back here, this one actually has 2 little pegs that ports into the back, and fifth brother only has 1. So I just want to do a quick little comparison. Imagine most of you already know anyways, but these actually remove, so you can have like your single bladed lightsaber if you want. These just pull out and can actually port in the back, like so. There you go. I was wondering why his cape looked a little bit different on the back, and that's why. Because they saved a little spot there. There's a little dip in his cape, and you can see 2 little holes there. That is lightsaber actually ports in. So that's pretty cool. Alright, let's get a closer look at the Grand Inquisitor. We can see a pretty decent head sculpt with this one. Overall, it's a nice sculpt. The paint application on it's nice as well. Not completely identical to the Grand Inquisitor from the Obi Wan series, but a nice sculpt nonetheless. Really like his armor. I think they did an awesome job on that. Pretty cool detail in this one. And this is all like a soft plastic, so you can kind of move it. It doesn't restrict articulation at all. And even up and under this part here on the front is a soft bendable plastic as well. See some pretty cool detail and line work going down through his arms. His gloves looks pretty cool as well. And all the paint application on his belt looks nice and clean. Do have a little bit of detail in the pants. Like the overall design of his boots, it actually looks like leather boots, which is a pretty cool detail. Not much else to say about this one. Just basically black and gray plastic. The cape is pretty cool. It's nice burgundy on the inside and nice and black on the outside. Bit of a weird fitment though. Not 100% crazy about his cape, to be completely honest. Guess you can kind of wrap it around his armor a little bit. You can lift up these pauldrons, I think they're called anyways, and you kind of tuck the cape down behind. Makes it flow a little bit better, but still a awkward looking cape. So we had a closer look. Let's go over articulation. So for his head, it goes back this far, forward this far. You do get some side to side, and you do get a full rotation. There's actually articulation in the neck as well. That goes forward this far, back this far, and you do get some side to side, and you can get a full rotation out of the neck joint as well. Like I previously mentioned, this piece here actually moves. It's a soft plastic, so his arms go up this far, all the way around, and there's a rotation there too. There's no bicep swivel or anything like that, and he does have single jointed elbows that bend way past 90 degrees, and there is a rotation there as well. For his hands, both hands go back and forth and all the way around. Lift up this little armor piece here, we can see a ball joint here that goes back this far, forward this far. You do get some side to side, and there is a full rotation if you wanted it. There's no rotation at the waist. His legs come out to almost a complete split, not quite. Go forward this far, which is a pretty decent high kick. Go back this far. There is a upper thigh cut with a full rotation if you want it. Plastic armor on his side here is actually the same soft plastic that we see up top, and it doesn't restrict articulation at all. You can just pull it down a bit as you're spinning it around if you did need a full rotation. His knees go past 90 degrees. There is a rotation and a swivel as well. For his ankles go back this far, forward this far, and you get your full rotation out of the rocker. So pretty decent articulation, a little bit limited, but at the same time, I don't have a whole lot of these Black Series, but most of the ones that I do have are pretty restricted when it comes to articulation. I already covered the hilt, actually porting into his back. I usually put the hilt in his hands with his blades taken out. These have a little peg at the base, and it's very easy to break that off. So I recommend actually putting the handle or the hilt into his hands before putting the blade in, especially if these are new. Alright, so it took a little bit. I actually had to do it off camera. I got his hilt in his hand. He holds onto it pretty decent. The hands on this one are pretty stiff, and the hilt is actually a really soft plastic. So like I previously recommended, put the hilt in his hand first, and they're very, very easy to break. So you don't want any unnecessary pressure on those. You can spin that around if you want. Alright, just to do a few quick comparisons, here we have the Grand Inquisitor next to a Dark Trooper, which is one fantastic looking figure. We have the fifth brother, and we can't do a comparison of an Inquisitor without Darth Vader. Darth Vader obviously being the tallest one out of the four, and Inquisitor being a little tiny bit smaller than a Dark Trooper, but he is definitely taller than the fifth brother. Oh hey guys, what did I miss? Oh wait a minute, I missed everything. Alright, we'll do one more comparison. Can't do a comparison without a Stormtrooper. So we have a Scar Trooper over on the side. We can see that the Scar Trooper is pretty much the same size as the Grand Inquisitor as well. Pretty average size for a Star Wars Black Series. Love this figure. Actually, I love all these figures. So that pretty much wraps up our unboxing and figure review for the Star Wars Black Series Obi Wan Kenobi Grand Inquisitor. Overall, I'm going to give this one an 8 out of 10. I do like the overall design. I think it's a good head sculpt. There's a few issues with this one. I'm not that big of a fan of the cape. It does look kind of cool, but I don't really like the fitment. Maybe that's the way the cape's supposed to be. I have to go back and check it out. Probably look up some pictures to see if that's the way the cape actually flows. But personally, on a figure, I'm not a fan of the cape. The application on this one's pretty decent as well. Do like the head sculpt. I think they did an awesome job with the head sculpt. Overall, man, this one just looks good, but it's very, very restricted when it comes to articulation. So I think 8 out of 10 is a pretty average score for this one. So please leave a comment below. Let us know in the comments what you think of our review, what you think of our score of 8 out of 10. And if you guys had to rate this one, what would you give it? If you like our review, don't forget, hit that like button and hit that subscribe button while you're there. And as always, we hope you enjoyed this review, and we hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Keep collecting, stay safe, go buy some toys.